Can I share? Okay, guys, so I'm not gonna go through each slide. I'm going to focus on the learning outcomes, then I'll explain everything that is here. First bullet, it says discuss what the economic problem entails. So guys, in economics, basically the main problem that economists are faced with, or that we are faced with in the economy, is the problem of scarcity. Let me go to this slide. Yeah. So the problem that we are faced with, the central economic problem, is the problem of scarcity. I also want to get this pen. Where is it? Yeah. Yeah, this is a problem, scarcity, meaning that basically means that we have limited resources. Resources such as your natural resource, your human resource, and your capital resource. So we have limited resources which lead to scarcity. Hence, we have unlimited needs and unlimited wants. So that is a problem. The problem is that we have limited resources, but we have unlimited needs and wants. We are not able to satisfy our needs and wants because we have limited resources in the economy. Um, so having limited resources, this prevents the consumers from consuming the goods that they want. So I'm going to give you guys an example. If I'm moving too fast, please stop me. So I'm going to give you guys an example. At the moment currently, um, most of us are first years and we want to buy a laptop, right? You want to buy a laptop and also you want to buy maybe an iPhone because you want to start content creating, for instance. So we'll say those are your limited needs and your unlimited wants. This should be unlimited, unlimited needs and unlimited wants. You want to buy an iPhone, you also want to buy a laptop. But the resources, they're limited. You can't afford the laptop and also an iPhone, which is why you have to do what you have to make a choice. This is why this new economic term comes into play. It's because now you have these needs, you have these wants, but you have limited resources. How are you going to afford the laptop and your iPhone at the same time? Now you have to do what you have to make a choice. Choices comes with making a decision. So you say, okay, I need an iPhone, I also need a laptop, for example, but which one do I need the most? You say, okay, at the moment I need a laptop. An iPhone, I can buy it maybe second semester or next year. But now at the moment I need an iPhone. Sorry, I need a laptop. So you say, okay, I'm going to buy a laptop and I'm not going to buy an iPhone. Now that is where the new term of economics comes in, which is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost, the definition is that it is the value of the best alternative that could have been chosen but was not. That is a definition from the slides, but I usually use a definition which is simple, which is it's the value of the best alternative forgone. Because in my example, you decided to say, okay, you made a choice. You say, okay, I'm going to buy a laptop and I'm not going to buy an iPhone. So the opportunity cost of buying a laptop was the iPhone that you could have had. You understand? So an opportunity cost comes into play when you have to make choices. So opportunity cost is a result of scarcity. Because of having a shortage, basically, or limited resources, we are forced to make choices. And when we make these choices, we choose something else and we give something. We forgot another thing, which is in my example, we chose a laptop and we forgot the iPhone, which is what's opportunity cost, because opportunity cost is the value of the best alternative forgone. Yeah, I think I've explained everything here. So the central economic problem is that we have scarcity, have limited resources, but we have unlimited needs and unlimited wants. And we can't satisfy all our needs and wants because we have what? Scarcity, limited resources. Therefore, we need to do what? We have to make choices. When we make a choice, we make a decision to say, okay, I'm going to forgo this other thing for this other thing, which is now what's opportunity cost, which is the value of the best alternative forgone. Yeah, I think that was as clear as I could do it. So let's go to another outcome. I hope you guys did get this one. So the social economic problem, J, in conclusion, is the problem of scarcity. Then you can just explain further with okay, scarcity because limited resources and we have unlimited needs and unlimited wants. Therefore, we have to make choices which result in opportunity cost now where we have to forego something for something else. Hope that was clear. And then I'm trying not to be so fast, but ngiyaqhaqhazela. Okay. And then number two, it's give a detailed definition of what economics is. I've already explained this, but I'll just go to the definition. I don't want to use the slides. In the slides, they say economics, it deals with choices that we make on how to manage our scarce resources, which is our limited resources, in an attempt to satisfy our unlimited wants. So basically, Aniti, you guys remember from the previous slide, we say the economic problem is scarcity. So the problem that we have, okay, let me just go back. The problem is scarcity, having limited resources. The economic problem. So now, and now they say here, what is economics? So the economic problem is scarcity. And in economics now, we want to study how people make choices in order to manage these scarce resources in the attempt to do what? To satisfy their unlimited needs and wants. Someone alone, I can see you. Okay. Did you guys understand that? So the problem that we have is scarcity, not having enough resources to satisfy our needs and wants, which leads to us having to make our choices and also which leads to opportunity cost. And then what is economics guess? Now we want to study those choices. What are the choices that people make in order to deal with scarcity, in order to be able to satisfy their unlimited needs and wants? So that is economics. So if you maybe in an MCQ, for instance, and they say what is economics, they give you choice, they give you scarce resource, they give you what they give you opportunity cost. You know, economics, it deals with your choices. Because now in economics, you want to study the choices that people make in order to deal with the problem, which is what? Scarcity. The problem is scarcity. So what is the economic problem? And they give you the lists. They say choices, scarcity, unlimited needs, unlimited rights, opportunity cost. You know, the problem is scarcity. And then what is economics? Now we're studying the choices on how to deal with the problem, which is scarcity. Okay. Oh, another thing, when now economics, they try to deal with the scarcity and they look at the choices that people make, they consider these three things, which is what. And what they look at, what goods should be produced. And then how those goods should be produced. Here go how they consider the factors of production that will be used in the production process. So how are we going to manufacture or produce these goods? And then for home speaks of the distribution to distribute to the customers. Who are we distributing to? To our customers, you know? Yeah. Um, basically that. I hope you guys did understand. The chats are open. If you want me to repeat something, I will. And then, or if you guys think something is not clear, or if you want to add. And then number three, they say discuss the important concepts of opportunity cost. Well, I've already explained this. I did explain this here. Yeah, on the economic problem to say, because the only thing you have to know is the definition to say the opportunity cost is the value of the best alternative that has been forgone. Or if you use the definition of the text of the slides, it say it is the value of the best alternative that could have been chosen but was not. It basically takes us back to my what's example which I made. Ukuthi, you had a choice. At the moment, we have to buy a laptop or an iPhone. Siyafuna nje ukuba ama-content creator, but we need to have it to decide. And let's say, okay, we say no, we're going to buy a laptop. So the opportunity cost of buying that laptop is the iPhone that I could have had. I hope that is clear. That is all with the opportunity cost. And also, opportunity cost is based on want, need, and demand. Did I not mention this? Wants is what you want, needs is what you need, and demand is what you're demanding. Also, you need to keep in mind that demand is attached to a price, which the lecturer referred to as purchasing power. So a demand is attached to a purchasing power, which is a price basically. So to demand something, you need to know the cost of that thing. For instance, we're currently demanding a laptop. So you do your research, you say, okay, I'm going to demand a Lenovo because I know it's cost maybe 2,000 rand and what's this other HP cost 5,000 rand. So you're demanding a laptop because you know the price of the thing. Every time when you're demanding something, you always have to know the price. Can't demand something that you don't even know how much it cost. So opportunity cost is based on your wants, which means that you forgo something because you don't want it that much. Taking it back to my example, I did say, Guti, you can buy a laptop or you can buy an iPhone. Do you want an iPhone or a laptop? You want a laptop, so you choose it. Also, opportunity cost is based on needs. So you say, okay, do I need an iPhone or do I need a laptop? Then you say, no, I need a laptop. Then you buy a laptop. Demand, I've already explained what demand, because you demand something because it has a purchasing power attached to it, which is a price. Yeah, so that is all in regards to opportunity cost in terms of the definition, but we're going to go deeper in explaining the opportunity cost when we do the production possibility curve or the production possibility frontier. Okay, so they say here describe a production possibility curve. I hope you guys understood all of this. So production possibility frontier, I'm going to use this just for the definition. So the production possibility frontier, or the PPC rather, because it's in Australia, the PPC, it is used to illustrate scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost. So we use the PPC or the PPF to illustrate scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost. And I'm going to explain scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost in regards to the PPC. You're going to see this is quite interesting. This is interesting. And also the definition of the PP curve, it's that the PP curve indicates the combinations of any two goods or services that are attainable when the resources are fully and efficiently utilized. So in this diagram, this is the PPC. My teacher used to say it's a pregnant lady. So this is the PPC. So in a PPC, it indicates the combination. You see this combination of two goods. It's these goods, the capital goods and the agricultural goods. What's going on, Jay Lanag? Sorry, guys. Okay. It's these goods, it's the agricultural goods and the capital goods. These are the combination of goods that can be produced when resources are used efficiently and effectively. They say that fully, efficiently, and effectively. Yeah. So if we use all our resources, we can be able to produce capital goods and agricultural goods. And along here, along the PP curve, these are the points that are attainable that we can achieve if we use all our resources efficiently and fully. We can produce along the C or the PPF. So I wanted to use this because so that I can also write in it. Yeah. Can you guys see this? I just take it as a yes. Oh, understand it, okay, Mama. So here, this is my PPF. I wanted to to explain the significance of this point UZ and also these points which are along the PPF, and also explain this point UH in the end and their significance. Because you remember from the previous slides, they did say that the PPF illustrates here. They say it illustrates scarcity, scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost. So you're going to see these here and how they appear. So I'm also using my notes here. So and I did mention earlier that along the PP curve here in this line, along the PP curve, this is the combination that can be achieved if all our resources are used fully. So if we use all our resources that we have, we can achieve five fish or fish of basket fish. So we can achieve five fish. I'm just gonna say fish. Oh no, bucket of fish. We can achieve five bucket of fish and 100 potatoes if all our resources are used efficiently. We can achieve this combination. And also 95 potatoes and one fish, 85 potatoes and two fish, and so on. So along the PP curve, these these are the combinations that we can achieve if all our resources are used efficiently and effectively. And so, and then here, should I start with this one or this one? Okay, here outside, or okay, usually the textbook says above the PP curve. So above the PP curve here or outside this point, we say that this one is unattainable. This one is unattainable. We can never produce outside the PP curve because if you think about it, if we use all our resources efficiently and fully, we use them all. We can only produce these combinations if we use them all. So now if we're producing outside, what resources are we using? Because here we're using them all. You see, guys, just try to make sense out of this. So this is why we say at point Z, this point is unattainable. We can't reach this point simply because of what? Of scar. I'm trying to write scarcity. Yo. Simply because of scarcity, guys. Let me just not write Jane. Bye. So we can't produce at this point outside the PP curve or above because of scarcity. Why? Because we do not have enough resources. Our resources, they only enable us to produce up to this, up to these combinations. They do not enable us to produce above the PP curve. Because I did say if we fully use our resources, we can only produce this combination. And I'm repeating this because this is very important. If we fully use our resources, we can produce these combinations. And then outside the PP curve, we do not have resources or enough resources to produce at point Z. So that is why we say outside the PP curve or above the PP curve, that point is unattainable. We cannot attain any combination outside the PP curve. And also, this indicates what? Scarcity. That is very important as well. Like if they ask you, Uti, you have all these points Z, B, C, D, G, and then maybe a question says which points indicates or illustrates scarcity. Then you say point Z. And then they say explain. And then you can explain it by saying, okay, because if we fully utilize our resources, we can produce any combination along the PP curve. But due to scarcity, we don't have enough resources to produce above the PP curve. Yeah, you can say something like that, but you will know what to say after we've went through this, because now you do have an idea. So outside the PP curve, it's unattainable because why? We do not have enough resources. And having limited resources, that is basically just a definition of a scarcity. You can also include that by saying that we have limited resources, which is scarcity. And then I hope you guys do understand why we say this is unattainable, this point. And then now we have this point H. So let's say this business is producing a combination of, let me just get a pen. Let's say they're producing this combination, yo. This is supposed to be a straight line. Okay, let's say they're producing, we're going to say this is 10. 10. They say now they're producing 10 potatoes and two basket of fish. This business, Lago Point, here at point H. So you see this is attainable. We can produce this. But remember, I did mention that along the PP curve, these are the combinations that we can produce if we use all our resources fully and efficiently. So here, it basically means that we're not using our resources fully and efficiently. As much as this is attainable, because we can produce this combination, 10 and 2, it does make sense. But why would you want to produce 10 and 2 when you can produce 85 and 2, or 90 and 1 of fish, or 70 potatoes and 3 fish? Why would you want to produce here? Why would you want to limit yourself when you do have the resources to produce above this point? So which is why we say this point, okanye, below the PP curve, it is efficient because you can get those combination, which is 10 and 2, but I'm sorry, it is attainable. It is attainable, but it is inefficient. Sorry, guys, this part is attainable. We can attain it, but it is inefficient. Why? Because you're not using your resources fully here. Yeah, that that's the only thing you need to know in regards to any point which is below the PP curve. That's that point, as much as it is attainable because we can produce that combination, but it is inefficient because we're not using our resources fully and efficiently. And also, I did say, Guti, why would you want to produce 10 potatoes and 2 fish when you can produce more and you do have the resources to produce more? Why would you want to limit yourself? That is why we say this part here is inefficient as much as it is attainable. And also, I forgot to mention this one is unattainable and also inefficient because here, as I mentioned earlier, Wuti, we do not have the resources to produce outside the PP curve. And also this illustrates scarcity. This just doesn't illustrate anything. It just basically means why are you producing less when you can produce more? So it is attainable but inefficient. And if you're producing any combination here, A, B, C, D, and so on, if you're producing any combination here, this is attainable and this is efficient. Because here the organization or the producers has fully utilized all the resources. So another important thing that you need to know about in regards to this line is that all these point along. So maybe if the question asks you, Guti, a points along the PP curve, what do they indicate? Or I don't know, a question like that though. You could just say they indicate the choices. Because here we see the choices that the producer has to make and decisions. Because you see here, the producer can say, okay, let me produce 100 potatoes, let me produce 100 potatoes and 0 fish, you know? Or he can say, okay, let me produce 95 here at point B, 95 potatoes and 1 fish. So this line illustrates the choices that the producer has. Or he can say, let me produce 70 potatoes and 3 fish. These are all the choices that he has. And then also, this line also indicates opportunity cost. And the concavity of it, because it is concave, it indicates increasing opportunity cost. I'm going to explain opportunity cost first. So it indicating opportunity cost because if you move from point A to point B, I'm just going to look at point A and point B. So point A, we're producing 100 potatoes. And then let me try to write this here. Point-ish. So in point A, we're producing 100 EU. we're producing 100 potatoes. I'm just gonna write P. U, yeah, P. And then fish, I'm just gonna write F. So in point A, we're producing 100 potatoes and 0 basket of fish. And then in point B, we are producing 95.
Sorry to disturb. I'm really sorry for disturbing you. I think you are actually using the pointer for writing instead of selecting a pen or a marker.
Okay, so can you see my screen, right?
Yes, I can see.
So you're saying I should select a pen or a marker?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe you can select a pen or a marker because right now you are using a pointer.
Oh no, I've selected a pen and then,
Oh, okay, sorry.
but let me just try to remove the pointer and then use a pen. Thank you so much. Let me try to use I get ihleli nami. Okay, and then let me select. Yeah, I know. I'll just use it as it is. But should I continue with this example though? Because I could just explain it just from, yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's okay.
Okay. Then you at point B you have 95, running out of time. Oh my God. Let me just do this. If it ends, guys, you get the video because I am recording 95 and 95 and 1. So I was trying to explain opportunity cost that along the PPF we also experience opportunity cost, which is the value of the best alternative that has been forgone. As you can see here, we're producing hundreds potatoes and 0 fish. And then as soon as the producer maybe realized, okay, more people are demanding fish, at least let me increase fish by 1 basket. And then he decided to produce 1 basket, and then he had to forgone how many? 95, able 5 potatoes in order to produce 1 basket of fish. As we go on, you're also gonna see Uti. Okay, so let me just say here it was 5. So the opportunity cost of producing 1 fish was 5 potatoes that he had to forgone. And then point C, it is 85. He reduced 40. Should see more people were demanding fish, hence he had to reduce potatoes to 85 and then increase to the fish from 1 to 2 baskets. So the opportunity cost of producing now 2 baskets, you basically say 95 minus this, you get this. 95 minus 85, it's 13. 13. And then the opportunity cost is going to increase as you go further. Okay, let me just do the last one. It's 70 and 3. So he saw was okay, no more people are demanding fish. Let me increase fish and decrease potatoes. So he decreased potato from 85 to 70. So you say 85 minus 70. So the opportunity cost of producing now 3 bucket of fish was how much? 15-ish. This is 15. Was 15 potatoes. So it's going to increase, the opportunity cost is going to increase as he produces more of the fishes and forgone potatoes. The opportunity cost is going to increase, guys. So what I'm trying to explain here is that we see opportunity cost also in the along the PP curve, because as the producer decides to produce more of the other good, which in this case is fish, he has to forgone more potatoes. You see, it was 5, it was 13, and 15. So 2 things so far that are indicated by this line, the PP curve, is choice, whereby now the producer has to make choices in order to say, okay, which combination am I going to produce? Also is opportunity cost, whereby now it has to decide because, okay, which one am I increasing between these combination? Am I increasing the fish or the potatoes? And also another thing is increasing opportunity cost. That is another term. So how they usually ask this is they'll say, what does the concavity of the graph illustrate? So, and then you say it's increasing opportunity cost. Why? Because as you produce more of the other good, the opportunity cost increases. As you can see, it was 5, 13, and 15. The concavity, it illustrates opportunity, increasing opportunity cost. Yeah, also if they ask about the negative slope of the graph, naso futhi, it also illustrates increasing opportunity cost. And then you explain further by saying that as you produce more of potatoes, you have to give up more of as you produce more fish, you give up more potatoes. Okay, so in conclusion, here along the PP curve, these are all the combinations that we can produce if we use our resources fully, if all our resources are used fully and efficiently. And this curve illustrates choices because these are choices that the producer makes in determining which combination am I going to produce. And also it indicates opportunity cost because as we produce more of fish, we give up more of potatoes. It also it is negatively sloping and it is concave, which illustrates the increasing opportunity cost because as you give up more fish to produce potatoes, the opportunity cost of producing those potatoes increases. And I did illustrate it here. And then the points outside the PP curve, it illustrates scarcity, and this point is unattainable and is inefficient because we do not have the resources to produce outside the PP curve. And the points inside or below, they usually say below the PP curve, this point, as much as it is attainable, but it is inefficient because you should always ask this question, why would you produce less when you can produce more? It's just that it basically means that they're not using their resources efficiently. Okay, guys, I think I'm done with this part. What else do I need to explain here? Yeah, it's just that. So let me go back to the slides. Then I hope you guys understood. Okay, so Betsy, explain opportunity cost using production possibility graphs. We're done with this one. And then distinguish between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Okay, let me just go to the slides, but we know this. I'm assuming we know this. Micro. Oh, no, before I go, let me explain the shift. So, if we have improved techniques for producing capital goods, so you can see here, the combination that we are producing is consumer goods and capital goods, right? Because really in the PP curve, it illustrates the combination of goods that can be produced if we use our resources fully and efficiently. Combination of two goods. So here we're producing consumer goods as well as capital goods. I'm going fast, guys, because of the time, but please stop me if I'm going too fast. So we have consumer goods and capital goods that we're producing here. And if we improve our techniques for producing capital goods, then it's going to shift this way. So at this basic, let me just go to this one because here I can draw. So you see, guys, if we improve our techniques to produce fish, for instance, then it's going to shift like this. You, but you see what I'm trying to. So we initially we were able to produce 5 fish and 100 potatoes. But now because we have improved our techniques to produce fish, now we're producing, let's say here it's 10. Now we're producing 10 fishes, but we're still here, it's still 100 potatoes because we do not improve the techniques of producing potatoes. We only improved the techniques of producing fish. Maybe we got a new supplier of fish and it's cheaper. So that's why now we're able to produce more fishes than potatoes. Potato, they still remain at hundreds. Even the coordinates will still be at hundreds, because you can see it's going to be like this. So the only thing that will increase is the fish. Now this coordinate is 40 and maybe here it's 6, you see? And then also if we improve our techniques, to produce potatoes, your graph will move like this. It'll shift this way. So initially you could produce 100 potatoes and 5 fish. Now you're producing maybe 150 potatoes and you're still producing 5 fishes. So this is what basically means that slide is all about. And also if now maybe we experience economic growth in the country and new technology, new inventions, then maybe you are able to get equipment, more equipment for potatoes and more equipment for fish as well, then your graph will move like this. This is usually due to economic growth. It will increase, then maybe here, now you're producing 10 fish and also you're producing